everyone, and welcome back to Citywide Bytes. Now, my next guest has just released two new songs, which mark a sort of reinvention of herself as an artist. Lana Carter joins me. Lana, welcome to the show. It's good to have you here.
Thank you, Max. Thanks for having me.
All right. So I want to start by this reinvention of yourself because you are by no means new to music. You've been doing this for a long time. What would you say is the newness like of your sound?
Yeah, so I have been releasing music since I was 10 years old. I got into it early and I just really loved it. I started working with a development team my senior year of high school. I'm going to be a junior next year in college. So it's been a few years. And they kind of helped me just professionalize my sound. Before that, I was doing everything pretty much on my own. And now I'm just working with a whole new set of talented people, producers, writers. Um, and so I would just say it's, definitely has my mark on it, but it's elevated.
Okay, I want to ask about the first song you recorded because 10 years old. What was your song about?
So the song was called Finally Free, and it was based off of a Disney Channel TV show called Good Luck Charlie. And the guy cheated on the older sister in the show, and that was just so angering to me as a 10-year-old. So I had to write a song about it,
Of
obviously.
course, you
Of
have to.
course.
Of course.
And that was the only inspiration that I really had to draw from when it came to relationships at 10 years old.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. You're 10. I mean, like, what do you know about that?
yeah, I was really emotional about it though.
I'll bet you were. I'll
Yeah,
bet you were.
I
I
got
mean,
into
like, cool, cool. So, this is really interesting. So you recorded your first song at 10.
it.
You found this. You've been also recording throughout high school. You're a junior in college. So you've been doing this for a long time. But like age wise, you're just kind of starting out.
Yeah.
Um, this is all. I'm kind of wondering like what you kind of like learned like over the years like as an artist, and how do you feel that's kind of like prepared you for down the road?
I mean, there's so many different realms of being an artist. There's the actual art, and then there's the marketing, and then there's the dedication, and then there's so many different areas, and I've learned so much in every single area. I think the most important thing to learn was definitely how to market myself, how to make sure that I get my voice kind of heard in the conversation of my own music. I think that's something that like a lot of younger musicians and artists kind of struggle with, especially when they're in a room of like really experienced people. So kind of learning that's something that I think starting young helped me do. But yeah, just like being my number one fan of myself, you kind of have to be like delusional about your own music to believe that it's, good enough to be out there on, a large scale. And that's just what drives you to kind of like market yourself and post those videos and do all these things. You have to be your number one support. So that I guess that's the like main thing that I've learned and kind of had to like establish in my life.
Okay. Let's talk more about the group that you're working with. How'd you find them, and what would you think? Yes, I have to work with someone to kind of elevate myself.
Yeah, well, they actually reached out to me. Um, they're called 117 Management, and they're awesome. They basically just helped me hone in on my socials, helped me to write with like really amazing writers. One of the writers that I worked with has written with Noah Khan. So just people that, are kind of making a wave in the music industry. I worked with an amazing producer, David Spencer, who's just like, they're all just such nice people too, which really helps because it's kind of hard to find that in the music industry sometimes, like really genuine people that want the best for you. So yeah, they kind of just were like the support team that I needed to be able to, really believe in myself and start taking it, the most serious thing in my life. Because it's kind of hard to do that sometimes, especially when you're not generating immediate income. It's an investment, So
Exactly. You
yeah.
you started out just like doing it for the love of the game, but
Hmm.
eventually you want this to become like your new career too.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you say was probably the most like, rewarding part of working with this group?
Working with the group.
Mm,
Um, Honestly, I think it has been 2 things. First of all, they helped me a lot with my social medias, just, like, being somebody there to remind me to post every single day and, kinda guiding me on, like, what to put online, and just, like, that encouragement, like, constant encouragement was super helpful. And then, yeah, just, like, having a team of people that, like, actually believe in you, that are, like, really genuine people. I think that that just gave me, like, um, a I don't know, a support blanket on what I was doing, and it kinda just gave me the confidence to be, like, that go-getter. So I
Mhm.
think that that was probably the most beneficial thing for me.
Which I think is very like very important too, because
Yeah,
in some cases you're just gonna like just do whatever and say, okay, I'm posting every day, but is your content good? Is it engaging? Is
yeah.
anyone even seeing it too?
Y Yeah. Yeah, they're also, like, we're very honest, and, like, I think that that's important. People, besides your mom telling you which song is best or how you should market yourself or what photos you should use. Um, yeah, it's just nice to have a second opinion from people that have been, in the game for a while,
Hmm. Do you feel like as an artist you are the same person, or is this a brand new Lana?
as I was before.
Yeah,
I think it's more honestly authentic to me. I think that before, even though, the music was not co-written at all, and it was literally just me in my bedroom writing music, I do think that I always wrote in times where um, I was either like upset or um, it was kinda like an escape for me, a therapy, and I think that that kinda showed through my music. My music was definitely more emotional, and, although that's great, I think, the majority of my personality is actually pretty positive and bubbly, and now I'm making music that encompasses both aspects of me, which I really love. I love some of my favorite music to listen to is like dance pop. And so the first single I came out with recently, Only at Night, was dance pop. And I don't know that I would have been able to creatively put out music like that if I didn't, work with other people that have kind of done that before, because it took more than just me and my guitar to make a song like that. It took other like creative ideas and visions. Um, so yeah, I think it's actually more authentic to my personality as a whole.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah.
Do you think that some of the older songs from before will they get like a repackaging, a remix, or something like that? Do you think they'll come out again?
I think that there's one song that I would put out again. It's called Ruby. I wrote it in 7th grade. Um, about a best friend that was like staying friends with my ex-boyfriend. Wasn't really my ex-boyfriend. But anyway, it ended up being a really wonderful song. I actually closed a pretty large concert with it, actually, like, only 2 years ago. Um, and people kinda just love it and sing along to it. I still perform it at shows today. But obviously I was a 7th grader singing on the track, so it just, I feel like the song didn't get what it deserved, and I would love to put it back out someday. I just feel like that has to be, in a few years once my audience grows a little bit, so that there's that backstory, you know?
I get you. So we
Yeah.
will. So we will not be seeing uh, the first song out again, huh?
Like, maybe, it depends.
Uh,
That's a
be-
banger too. That song is a banger
exactly,
too.
exactly, and I think you should own that too, because
Yeah.
like so many folks say, "Oh, the first book I wrote, the first song I wrote, I'm never gonna release it. It's never gonna see like the light of day." I like that you're saying, "Nope, I like that song. It's good. Maybe it'll come back."
I mean, I think it'd be super fun to do a, like, what you didn't see album or EP
Mm,
or something, to just give, my fans something to like, to look into the beginning, right? Because
yeah, yeah,
I've kind of reinvented myself, kind of, blurred what I've done before, but I think it'd be cool to, like, updo it, put it back
yeah.
out. see what
Yeah.
happens.
Because I think if someone were to look at your Spotify now, they would think, "Oh, she's like brand new, 2
Brand new.
songs, that's it," but not the case at all.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not the case. I just think that, until people really know you, um, it's not like I'm Justin Bieber where they know that I was 12 or 13 singing on that track.
Mhm.
When they hit shuffle play, I want the first thing that they hear to be, something new and something, of my age. And so that was kind of the idea behind it. But I've just started really kind of gaining an audience in the past couple years, and that's now, all the stuff that I've released in that time is now online for them to kind of see. So yeah, we'll see what
Mm,
happens.
there we go. Alright, so let's talk about the 2, new singles, "Only at Night" and "Venom."
Yeah.
What inspired both of these songs?
So only at night, um I think is definitely inspired by my recent time in New York. I started going to New York University, studying music business, which I have absolutely loved because although I love music, I also love business and I love the industry and I'm very business minded and I'm just surrounded by so many like business minded people. But yeah, the city is really fun and it definitely has a energy to it that's different than Michigan, where I'm from. And I just love it and I thrive off of it. And I think that I wanted to create a piece of music that had that energy in it. Um, and I think that Only at Night really does that and encompasses that. I mean, I listen to it before, unironically listen to my own music um, before I go out, like while I'm getting ready to go out with my friends. And I just think it's just a perfect song to kind of set up that like um, thriving feeling of the night, you know?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I like got that vibe like right like off the bat.
Yeah,
this is a very like high energy, high tempo song. I've seen the video for it too. Same
yeah,
thing. And then
yeah,
we have Venom, a very very different song,
yeah.
entirely different sound, and I'm gonna guess how the story behind it is very different too.
Yeah, the story behind it is definitely more emotional. Um, So I did switch up from dance pop to pop ballad. But that's kind of what I wanted to do with my music is have a range of, just like my personality isn't just one niche thing. I wanted to be able to explore fun topics and deep topics because everybody has both sides to their personality, um, and Venom was, written about a toxic relationship. I think that it can apply to people in different ways. But when we were in the room writing, the main story of it was a toxic relationship with a parent. And I love both my parents very much, but I think that everybody can draw, inspiration from maybe certain dynamics with their parents that have been difficult. And the lyrics really explore that. And if you listen closely, you'll kind of understand and hear that storyline, which I think is really beautiful when songs have, a second layer of understanding to them.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Okay. I want to ask a bit more about Venom because, as you mentioned, you love both your parents, no issues there. How do you get into the mindset where you can, I guess, like better explore the emotions behind the song?
yeah, I mean, I think I've always been somewhat of an empath, and I have always surrounded myself with people going through all different types of things. And I think that I have almost attracted that in my life because I'm just very, um, I like to be, keep an open mind and be empathetic. And my mom was a psychologist, and I think that that's kind of helped me, know how to talk to people and give people an open space to be able to open up to me. Um, and through that, I think I've experienced a lot of people with a lot of different experiences and things that they're going through. And I think that I've always kind of drawn inspiration um, from other people into my music because I genuinely feel for them and I genuinely um, you know, feel their emotion as they're talking to me. And I mean, obviously, my life isn't perfect and I've had plenty of things to kind of draw on from my own life experience. But I think that it helps that I've, surrounded myself with people that, feel comfortable enough to kind of open up to me about what they're going through. And yeah, it's really inspired my music for the better, and it's also just inspired my humility for the better. I think everybody kind of needs that to be grounded in reality.
Oh, exactly, exactly. Now,
Yeah.
the fact that we have these two very different sounds, very different songs here, is this kind of an example of like what we're going to see down the road? You kind of experimenting with different sounds and story topics.
Yeah, I mean, I think that because I'm so new with my new sound, um even though I'm not new to music, I'm still in this, phase of seeing, where my fans are connecting. And I think that I'm not an artist where, I have one vision and that's what I'm going to roll with. I really want to, because I'm kind of like, multifaceted in terms of like genre, I want to see, where are my fans connecting? Are my fans connecting more with me, singing these ballads, or are they loving just having fun? And like, what do you want to see next, right? Um, I can tell you for sure that the next song is going to be more fun, more light, because I really enjoyed Only at Night. I love Venom as well. There is a magic in Only at Night that I want to keep creating. So I think in terms of what you can see for the future, I mean everything's pop, right? Everything is radio friendly. But I think that the next song is definitely gonna be a little bit lighter, definitely not a ballad. So yeah, if you loved Only at Night, then stay tuned.
All right, all right. Now, I also want to ask about your social media because I saw that you have over like 900,000 followers. Geez, that's really
Yeah.
amazing. How does this happen? Was this all like prior to you working with your new group?
No, this was like after I started working with
Oh,
them.
wow.
Yeah. So basically, they just really inspired me to consistently start posting. Um, and then through that, I obviously had to dedicate myself um, to the process because I had to sit down and film and edit and post the videos and, come up with the ideas. And I really just, my senior year of high school, I was like, okay, I'm either, going into college and studying something. This was at the time, this is what I thought my options were. I'm either going into college and becoming a lawyer, studying something that I don't want to do, or I'm going to prove to everyone that I can do this and I'm going to take a gap year and it's going to be great. And yeah, I mean, my audience started growing so fast that people in my high school, even friends of mine, or I thought friends of mine, claimed that I was buying followers, even though the reels had millions of views. So that was, I think, when I was like, wow, I'm becoming successful. This is great. Like, I think when people start, not being able to accept your success is really when you're starting to become successful. So it was really awesome. And, I think it was just so, I guess, like healing for myself because I'd been doing it for so long to see that other people appreciated not only, my voice and the stuff that I was putting out there, but also my personality. I put a lot of my personality into my videos. I put a lot of my stupid little jokes into my videos. And I think that's actually, a part of what hooked people into the content. And yeah, I love making videos. I love being online, which I'm really thankful for because not every artist does. Um, and I've just continued doing it, and the audience has kept growing. And yeah, now I have like a little Carter family, and it's fun.
Yeah, very cool. Okay,
Yeah.
Lana. So to wrap this whole thing up, what is next for you?
Yeah. So definitely new music. I'm shooting a music video soon, which is going to be super fun. More content. Just I think just growing. My family, growing. Like my family of people that listen to my music, growing the music that I'm putting out for them. I want to have you know more than two songs for everybody to listen to because there's so much more behind the scenes. There's so many demos that we're working on. And yeah, I think it's exciting. I also would love to go on tour sometime in the next couple of years. and do like a meet and greet tour for all the people online and all of my music listeners. So yeah, I think that that would be super fun. And we're getting there. So
I like it. I like
yeah.
it. All right. Well, folks, you've heard the whole story here. Here's what you do. You go to Lana Carter Music on Instagram. Follow her there. You'll find the links to everything else. Check out Only at Night. Check out Venom, and of course, much more to come. Lana, thank you once again for doing this, and looking forward to the next conversation.
Yes. Thank you too, Max.
All right. So, folks, that brings this episode to a close. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you all next time.